The hype is kicking off, everyone. The hype is real. We've had Foot Live tonight. It's just finished streaming on Twitch, and I think, I'm going to say it again, the hype right now is absolutely unbelievable. In this little video, we're going to be talking about the main things that highlighted the new features, the new announcements, everything that was covered in tonight's Foot Live stream. If you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I've got my little notes written down. I've got my little cup of tea in front of me. And like I say, we're hopefully just going to be going through some concise notes of what I thought of Foot Live, my reaction to all the new features, what was discussed. It was the live event, like I say, was shown on Twitch on EA Sports channel, discussing some of the FIFA 18 features we can look forward to next year. And the hype on Twitter, the hype everywhere right now is just unbelievable. So, like I say, before you go any further, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of Foot Live, what you're most looking forward to, and what feature you think is going to be the biggest change when it comes to Ultimate Team next year. I should mention this is only an Ultimate Team event. There'll be no career mode stuff covered, but I will say straight away, I'm hoping that they are putting as much effort and new features and time into career mode as they are putting into Ultimate Team, because once again this year they've taken it to the next level, it seems, and it looks absolutely nuts. And I think we're going to kick things off looking down at my notes. The first thing that was really announced were the icons, the new featured icon, which was Ronaldinho, one of my favourite players of all time, so super psyched for him to be in the game, and also the addition of icon stories. Now, like I said, this is the first thing that they really mentioned in the live stream, and it's basically the fact that every single icon, or legend as they were formerly known, has now got 3 separate cards. They've got 3 cards representative of three points in their careers. They've got the Prime card, which can only be unlocked through SBCs, which will be staggered release throughout the year. They are the card's best possible version, and then they've got another 2 versions of the card, which are, like I say, representative of 2 different points in their career. The general consensus seems to be one is them at the start of their career, one is then coming towards the end of their career, and then one of them is the prime of their career, if that makes sense. And I will say that the icons as well, there have been some that are coming back from FIFA 16 and FIFA 17 that were already there, but have actually had stats that have been changed. So although they are returning icons, some of them are completely different in the way they look in their stats. And I think one of the coolest features about these new icons as well is the fact that they've got 3 different pictures. Of course, they've got 3 faces for the cards, and each card looks different in game, and they've got the hairstyles and the appearance that they had at that point in their career. And I think now is a good time as well to talk about the returning icons. So already we've had, of course, announced the Thierry Henry, and of course it's also worth touching upon the different stages in their career could mean that they've got different positions. So Henry, being a great example, has got a left wing card, and he's got a striker card as well, which is obviously going to be the more expensive one. They're all going to be hella expensive. I think his striker card was actually the prime card, so that's only going to be on the market for a limited amount of time, as well as being in the SBC. So you've got returning Ruud Gullit, Roberto Carlos, JJ Okocha, Patrick Vieira, Carlos Puyol, who is one of the most notable stat changes. He's got a lot more pace than he had last year. We've also got Peter Schmeichel, Alessandro Del Piero, Michael Owen and Deco returning, as well as the new featured ones, which are of course Ronaldinho, the Brazilian Ronaldo, the R9. We've got Maradona coming into the game, Thierry Henry, and also the goalkeeper Yashin. So lots of new legends to look forward to. Icons, I'm going to have to, it's going to be a struggle to get used to saying icons instead of legends. But yeah, incredible new feature. I think the fact that you can now get 3 versions. Hopefully the lower down versions will be almost attainable, if that makes sense, so you can almost try them out with the lower version, then work your way up to the newer ones, the prime version. And I will say the SBC, they showed one of the R9 Ronaldo. You had to trade in an icon to get that one, so those SBCs are obviously not going to be cheap. So hopefully the lower down ones will be a bit more attainable. But the next thing we're going to talk about is the packs. They did show a little bit of a pack opening, and the new animation, I've got to say, I think looks absolutely outstanding. It's still built upon the walkout system that they introduced last year, but they've just taken it to the next level. They've evolved it. You've now got the 2 sort of screens either side of the card as it's been revealed, and then the players sort of run around from different directions, and some of them do like personal celebrations. So like Dele Alli do a little bit of a wave. You saw Griezmann in the hotline bling, Ronaldo doing his big celebration as well. So all of them seem to have, not all of them I'm going to say, but there were some individual celebrations where the celebration might be attached to a certain player in real life, which is really cool to see. The next thing I was going to talk about was the general presentation and the gameplay. We obviously saw a game between Real Madrid. Some of the Real Madrid players were there representing EA Sports FIFA, and the gameplay to me looked a little bit slower than usual. Obviously that's something that it's very hard to explain unless you're playing the game itself. But to me, it looked a bit slower, it looked a bit more physical, and that's something that I don't mind. I think the fact that it's a bit slower could mean that you can control the game a little bit more. And like I said, it's hard to judge it when you're just watching, but to me, it did seem a little bit more physical as well. There was a lot of pushing on and off the ball. And the general presentation of the game, it was of course the La Liga Santander, Real Madrid versus Real Madrid. So the whole presentation of it all, as it always does on FIFA, looked absolutely outstanding. And the crowd as well looked as real as I've ever seen on any football video game ever. You saw the sort of the celebrations when there was a goal scored at one point, and it looked absolutely insane. So that's something that it's really hard to talk about unless you played the game. But from someone watching the game, like I said, looked a little bit slower and looked a little bit more physical as well. A lot of emphasis on crossing and that kind of stuff as well. Crossing and finishing both looked a lot simpler than on previous FIFAs, but again, that's very hard to say unless you played the game yourself. Next thing, of course, relating to the icons that was announced was Throwback Thursday, and that is when the SBCs for the cards are going to be released. And something as well as the new Throwback Thursday SBCs that's worth mentioning, and the fact that we've now got objectives built into the game. And this is something that myself and other players as well have wanted for a long time. It's something that's rewarding you for the time that you're putting into the game. There's going to be daily objectives and weekly objectives, very similar to the web app as it is now, where you can sort of log on and get daily rewards. This time there's going to be, I imagine, quite simple daily SBCs, daily challenges for you to do, very similar to the manager tasks that they refer to that you get at the start of FUT, where you can go on and earn small rewards. And there's also going to be weekly ones that are going to be a bit more difficult apparently, and obviously that allows you to unlock bigger, but what's the word I'm after? Bigger and more desirable rewards as well. So that's something that's really, you know, it's something that people have wanted for a long time, being rewarded for playing the game and for the time you're putting into it. And it's also worth mentioning as well that the daily objectives are going to be completely different for anyone that's playing the game. It's going to be completely random, so you might not necessarily have the same objectives as someone else, which kind of makes it cool because you won't be able to lock out the market as easily when those kinds of things are concerned, which is nice. But for the weekly ones, I think they did say that they are going to be exactly the same for everyone. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be the FUT objectives. Sorry, that's what I've just spoke about. Forgive me. The Champions channel is the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is regarding the FUT Champions. Of course, that was a massive hit for FIFA this year, and they've taken that to the next level with the top 100 players having featured highlights that you can go out there and watch a full game of, which is absolutely incredible. The fact that people, I think, have often said this year on FIFA that when they want to learn basically from the best players, and this is a tool that really allows you to go and study the way that top 100 and just really good FIFA players play the game. You can go watch their style of play, perhaps pick up tips from watching that, and that's something that I think is really cool. There's going to be featured matches on there, top 100 players, all that kind of stuff. Matches that EA have gone and specifically picked out, so that's really cool as well. And the next thing, talking about FUT Champions, is almost like a single player FUT Champions that they've released, and that is known as squad battles. And how that works is you can go and challenge squads that have been built by individuals on the game, play against them on your chosen difficulty to earn match points, and then the more match points that you earn, the higher that takes you up on the leaderboards, and then you can earn rewards. I imagine it's a weekly thing, but you can earn rewards via that, which I think is nice for people that don't necessarily want to grind out for champions. Instead, at your own pace, at your own leisure, you can do these squad battles, which is really cool. And they also showed off there was a featured squad battle as well, where that in the example that they showed, it was against Castro, and that was like almost like a boss battle as they described it, which is really nice. But that is really a very quick 10-minute summary of what FIFA 18 has showed off in this new FUT Live event. Like I said, I've tried to get it into a really quick, concise video for you all if you did miss the stream. But if you did miss it, I'm sure there'll be the clips on EA Sports YouTube channel as well if you want to go back and watch certain stuff. There should be footage in the background rolling, hopefully, as I'm speaking as well, so you can see some of the stuff that we've touched upon. But yeah, really excited. I think everyone that was watching it was really hyped, very excited for what FIFA 18 has got to bring. Like I mentioned at the start, I'm just hoping that they can put this much effort into career mode, which is another element of FIFA that I really enjoy, so fingers crossed. But that is going to end off this little announcement video. If you did enjoy it, like I said at the start, leave a big thumbs up, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch you all next time. Nidge out.